Entrevistas Alfa.
Hola, yo soy Andrea de Alfa 91.3 y hoy estoy con una banda que logró transformar el cello en un universo completamente nuevo. Y sí, estoy hablando de Apocalyptica. Thank you for being here and welcome to Mexico.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Very good. They were horrible. It's horrible. I'm feeling very good. So we are.
Why horrible
No.
for traveling?
Traveling yesterday and jet lag, and
Yeah.
it's great to be here.
Yeah. And are you excited for this new tour?
Oh yes, very excited. We've been doing this Place Metallica tour now quite a while, and we are very excited to bring it to Mexico.
Mexico is really excited to have you here as well.
Yeah, our favorite place to be. So
Yeah.
seems like everybody's happy.
They are. So let's begin. You've been doing this for quite a long time now. So is there something about your relationship as a group that still surprises you to this day?
Oh, as a group, there's been a lot of all kind of periods in our life together. But Pav and I, we've been doing Apocalyptica since '93.
Yeah.
32 years.
You know, I have known Eka since he was 13 years old.
Really?
Short hair, like army style, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We are brothers.
yeah, and of course Berto has been in the band since '99. So, but of course there's been uphills and downhills, and we have had to figure out many times that okay, how do we operate as a creative unit and also business unit and as friends and business partners, and it's an interesting journey, but we are very grateful that at the moment we feel that we are in the place where things feel good for all of us, and it's very exciting and inspiring to do Apocalyptica.
Great. Now, is there something about your project that still shocks you to this day, that you think about it and you're like, okay, we've been doing this and it's my project, and something that still shocks you about it?
I think that when you are so immersed into doing things, everything happens gradually and you kind of grow into every new situation and new phase of the band. But we don't spend so much time on looking backwards, but when we get these kind of questions and we kind of stop and start to look what all has happened in the past for Apocalyptica, of course, it feels kind of unreal and incredible, because so many good things has happened since we started. You know, that's something that we started to play metal for our own fun, and we didn't expect to even make an album or create a band out of it.
So
Turned
all
into
the things,
something like this.
So all the things happened was like a surprises after the surprises, and we have never had like a master plan to create a career. It came by step, and surprising ourselves, and that's kind of a fantastic way of thinking in your life as well. That it's a fantastic adventure.
And also it's super exciting because you don't know what's coming in the future for you.
Yes,
That's
the most exciting part of life, is that we never know what's gonna come.
Yeah.
And actually, I have to mention, and now being on tour, one thing that many times after a show, I feel really surprised that how we can create so incredible flow with the audience and us as a band together on stage. And sometimes it kind of goes into level. It's like, wow, is this real? Is this really like it's so enjoyable?
And that's one of the reasons why we really like to come to Mexico.
Yeah.
Because Mexican audience is really responsible, and as you know, we don't do the show alone on the stage. We are doing that with the people and the audience, and it's really great to be here.
That's amazing. Yeah, people always say that about the Mexican audience, that they actually feel an amazing vibe from them.
Yeah, because Mexican people, they feel people react in a very honest way. It's there's nothing artificial in that. So people are very open and not afraid to show how you people feel, and that is not always the case. You know, in some areas, in some cities, people are more reserved and they are a little bit more shy to show or participate, but it's never the case in Mexico.
That's exciting as well.
Yeah.
So you both have classical training in cello. When was the time that you realized that you could actually use cello for that type of music that you're making right now?
That happened early 90s. So my cello teacher at Sibelius Academy, his cello class, we were playing with 6 cellos. We were playing all kind of different kind of music, just having only cello. So
Like Jimi Hendrix and that kind of.
yeah, and some tangos and so I kind of knew that cello ensemble is actually very suitable for all kind of different styles. And then being a big metal fan, started to think that, okay, if we can play Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze, why can't we play Metallica For Whom the Bell Tolls? And that's why I made the first arrangements, and we started to play it for fun. So that happened like 93. It was first time when we played metal with cellos.
And do you feel like the cello allows you to break a lot of musical rules?
Oh yeah, the way how we do it in Apocalyptica, we are basically breaking all the all the rules.
I tell you the secret. There is no rules in music.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be. Yeah.
That's true.
So, yeah, but it's that's how we challenge ourselves, because we always, as human beings, we tend to start to create rules on whatever we do. It doesn't matter whatever we do. We start to build rules that, okay, things should be in a certain way. And being a creative artist, it's our challenge and our duty to all the time challenge our own beliefs on how things should be done. Because if we don't challenge that, then we just start to repeat things as they were before,
yeah.
And the creative aspect actually disappears. So we always have to challenge our own rules.
Yeah. And I really like that you said that about no rule. There are no rules, because definitely if you were following the rules from the beginning, there wouldn't be Apocalyptica in the first place, because you're totally out of the box.
And the essence of heavy metal has been originally, it's been anarchy and breaking the rules. And then there has been times in metal that people start to argue about what is real metal and what is not metal. So people have the tendencies to start to build rules about everything, you know?
So stupid. Somebody says that this is the true metal.
Yeah. And this is not right metal, or this is wrong metal. And it's like, what?
Yeah, because people the metal fans are really intense, right?
Yeah, maybe the nicest and most easygoing people. But when they go for the music itself, then they are passionate.
So considering the fact that you were, it's not covering. Would you say covering?
Metallica songs?
Yeah, Metallica songs.
Yeah, it's...
reinterpreting.
It's kind of like a reimagining.
Reimagining.
Kind of.
So you were reimagining songs that were already huge. Were you afraid of coming into the world with this new project?
Oh, yes. I remember first time we played in front of metal audience. That was in December 1995. And we were terrified because exactly that it was holy music for that metal audience. And we were really scared of what people will think. Maybe they would just throw bottles on us when we start and stuff. But it turned totally other way around. People were like getting totally crazy, stage diving, singing along. And but whenever you do something new, you kind of have to learn, teach yourselves to tolerate that it's not everyone's cup of tea. You know, that everybody doesn't have to like it. But of course there are always this kind of some fears that what might people think about what we do, but we haven't had that anymore in a long time.
And how do you feel this a few years later now, knowing that there are people that actually like your music, your reinterpretation of Metallica, they liked your version more than Metallica's version?
Everybody's feel to experience their own way. I'm not taking any sides on that, you know what is better. And it's a different perspective. And our perspective seems to be more approachable for some people than Metallica's original. And it's all good. But of course it has felt, I have to add that if we have now released 10 albums, 7 albums of those 10 are actually original music from Apocalyptica. So Metallica has been playing the biggest part in the beginning of the career of Apocalyptica and now with the latest album. But of course it feels the kind of the best feedback comes from when we released like the latest album now. And our versions are sometimes very different from Metallica's original. And then we get hardcore Metallica fans, like telling us that they love the versions, and we've been able to bring a new life to those old classics, and that feels good because it could be totally other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that it must be crazy knowing that there are people, well, as an artist, being able to do the music from an artist that you really like, and then people saying that they like your version more. It must be crazy.
That's crazy, but it's like, okay, yeah, it feels like an honor.
Yeah.
That means that we have succeeded to keep the original spirit, the spirit of the original song, and still bring it out in a new way without losing the core soul of the original song. So that's what it tells us.
I would say that those people are maybe not wrong, but they must be a bit crazy.
And of course, there's been beauty in the first album. Especially, the beauty was that suddenly we presented Metallica's music into more classical audience who, for example, didn't like the sound. They didn't like the hard drums. They didn't like the powerful vocals. And then we showed that actually this is beautiful music. It's not what people thought about metal is. And they're actually great compositions. It's very interesting music. So I think that was it was a beautiful aspect especially on the beginning of our career.
Yeah. So people describe your music as classical meets metal. But you've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm sure you have a better description. I know you're going to be like, there are no descriptions for my music, but how would you describe it?
To be honest, it's not our job to make the descriptions. It's just for journalists.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for us, it's the music that pulls inspiration from many musical styles.
Now, I'm really curious about, this is the second time you're doing Metallica. So is there something about this second time that you were able to actually fulfill that you weren't able to do on the first time?
I think the whole approach was completely different this time. Because on the first album, we played Metallica songs with cellos. And simple as that. You know, I found a way how to arrange the drum parts for cello and so on. But this time it was really like we wanted to dive into the soul of the song and extract it, make it our own, and then create our version around it. And we gave ourselves so much more freedom to change things, which we couldn't even imagine in the beginning.
We didn't dare in the beginning. Yeah.
And of course, because of all the experience we have gained during these 30 years, we were able to play a lot of songs that we couldn't even imagine that we can play. Because they were like, for example, on the first album, there is the Master of Puppets, but we had to cut the fast guitar solo away from our version because we just didn't know how to play it with cello. It was so different technique for guitar solos than the cello. But today's Apocalyptica, we have no limitations with that. So we have all these insane solos from Black End and all these classics that we couldn't even dream about playing 30 years ago.
Perttu has learned how to play cello.
Yeah, but it's a long evolution, and of course that was we couldn't imagine that it would have been this challenging project to make the second Metallica album now, because we really had to challenge ourselves to not go easy way. It would have been easy to make a version of Metallica song. We had a lot of favorite songs we wanted to play, and we tried out and made a little version, and we're like, yeah, it's okay, but there's no special feeling of this. So we actually had to skip a lot of songs. And then to make a special version without forcing it to be special. That's also a different thing. So we didn't want to force things to be different just in the means of being different. Because that's not also, it had to feel soulful. We had to feel that, okay, this is our song. Even, of course, it's Metallica song. We had to own the music.
Definitely. And I think you do.
And in the final end, it was at least as hard to make this album than it was to make any other album we've done with full original music. And that was a bit surprising.
Thank you so much for your time and for this amazing conversation.
Thank you so much for having us.
Y para todos los que nos están escuchando, no se pierdan la gira a finales de noviembre.
Entrevistas Alfa.